right, my friends, welcome. 9 a.m. I'm Cassidy. I think we've gotten a chance to meet each other by now. I also share this class with some people online. You'll hear me talking to them if they show up. I'm also been working on trying to get us more recordings onto our on-demand, so hopefully this one makes it on. Let's go ahead and start in the seat. Take your time, come into a comfortable seat. Easy seat, Sukhasana. So this means creating a shape that is easy to you this morning. Might look different than somebody else's easy. Take a moment, settle in, lengthen your spine. And we'll take 3 big breaths here. Inhale all the way to the top. Exhale all the way to the bottom. Inhale all the way to the top. Exhale all the way to the bottom. This one on your own. See if you can really gather the air all the way in, holding at the tippy top. And then really release everything, holding at the tippy bottom. We'll be here for a couple minutes this morning. Noticing the true essence of yoga actually is rooted in meditation. So notice if that creates any discomfort in your body, the idea of sitting still, and where you might be able to stay with that discomfort enough to let it pass. Imagine sending your roots down into the earth. Imagine those roots nourishing you from the center of the earth all the way up into your spine. Take about 3 breaths here. And with each breath, notice the light building in you. Whether that's a visual light or perhaps a sensation being filled. Feel your lips start to breathe in and out through your nose. Allow any passing thoughts to move through. Good. You might start to notice the heat changing as you sit still. The sensations are rising as we land. Tap into your inner compass, and we'll try to keep this stillness even as we invite movement. Crawl your hands out wide into the sky. Inhale deeply up to the heavens. Exhale, palms to heart center, draw it in. Big breath in, open mouth, sigh. 1 Om. Inhale deeply. We begin to move. Arms wide, reach high. Crawl your hands forward into your first child's pose. Walking your hands forward, sinking your hips back. Really bring your knees wide, big toes touching. Start to lengthen the space between your hips and your shoulders. These 2 spaces in our body are kind of the catalyst for movement in the spine. So just notice them now with some ease. You might wiggle the hips side to side, wiggle the shoulders side to side, push into the thumbs, the forefingers, crawl the fingers forward. All sorts of little micro movements to lengthen. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more like that. Feel your lips, Ujjayi breath. Start to come forward, tabletop. And with that Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through your nose, let's find our first cow spine. Drop your belly, lift your tail, lift your chin, breathe in through the nose. Exhale for cat spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, round the back. Breathe out through your nose. And then continue. Inhale through your nose, cow spine. Exhale through your nose, Cat's fine. If at any point, go ahead and continue, you want to let out a sigh out the mouth, that's completely welcome here. But this breathing in and out through the nose is another part of our meditative practice. It allows these asana shapes, these movements, this vinyasa to become our moving meditation. Within that meditation, use your own creativity, tune into your body wisdom to notice those sensations that move you. You might start to take it into circles, hip circles, shoulder circles. Eyes could be open or closed. Continue breathing. If you are moving in circles, take the other direction as well. Notice the free form of your spine as we tap into that body wisdom. Come back to center, tuck your toes, downward facing dog on your next exhale. Push your hips high, start to bend into one knee, then the other as you lengthen your spine. The tendency here as we start to get used to down dog is to dome the back, but see if you can really push through the arm bones, lengthen your arms, push into the hips, push your chest to the thighs. And then where can you find freedom? Big inhale. Open mouth sigh. We'll start to flow. Look forward, lift your heels, bend your knees, and travel to the top, forward fold. Lengthen your neck, ragdoll, interlace your hands to the creases of your elbows. Take a sigh, move, however you'd like. We'll take one slow sun salutation A. And a breath in, stay. On a breath out, release your arms. Next inhale, roll up to standing. Take your arms with you. Inhale as you rise. Palms through heart center as you exhale. Good morning. Let's flow. Reach high. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Step back. Take about 1 or 2 breaths here. We'll start to flow through this movement in a bit. But for now, notice where your energy goes, where your weight goes, where you can wrap the legs in, where you can push down through the palms. Good. Roll forward. Inhale. Knees up or down. Bend your elbows lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, low cobra. Untuck your toes so you push the tops of your feet down. We'll hold here for a couple breaths. Again, allowing the body to build some muscle memory as we lengthen breath in. Lower breath out. Tuck your toes, high plank, push up on a breath in. Downward facing dog on your breath out. That is our sun A. Many ways to take it. Make it yours. One more time through. Lift your heels, bend your knees, travel to the top, forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Rise, follow your breath in, mountain pose. And then this time, forward fold, follow your breath out all the way down. Beautiful. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. It's okay to bend the knees. Forward fold or high plank, step back. And then lower down on your exhale. Inhale, find your heart opener, lift, untuck the toes. Yes. Downward dog, push up and back. Sigh it out, pedal it out, do a chinny. Good. We're tuning into body wisdom. And that takes practice. The more practice we get, the easier it gets too, right? Lift your heels, bend your knees, travel to the top as you exhale. Halfway lift to forward fold. Chair pose, squeeze your legs, reach your arms forward and up. Take a moment to notice your pelvis. Gentle tuck to the tailbone as you lift your chest forward and up. It's kind of almost like a cow spine. Good. Big breath in. Forward fold, breath out. One more time. Chair pose, big breath in. Sit low on the breath out. Let's lift up. Mountain, take your arms with you. Swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift, back to our flow. High plank, step back to lower down. Good. Find your cobra, your up dog. Downward facing dog on the breath out. Good. Right leg high from here. Scorpion dog, bend your right knee, finding your heel towards your left hip. And then any extra movements, again, using that body wisdom to let you know, where can my hip go right now? Good. Right leg high. Set your foot down. Other side, same thing. Left leg sweeps up. Bend your knee, finding space through the left armpit all the way to the left hip, even the left toes. Movement welcome. Good. Left leg high. Set your foot down. And then from here, take your right foot to the outside of your right hand for a lizard lunge. We're still warming up, so it's going to be a gentle lizard lunge. Hug your right knee into your right arm. Stay lifted onto the hands or onto a block. Back knee down to start. Breath in. And stay for the breath out. Tuck your back toes if they're not. Lift your back knee. And from here, we'll step to a squat. Left foot to the outside of the left hand. Sit low, breath in. Sit lower, breath out. And let's rise, mountain pose, take it up. And back into our squat, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale to lift, tracking your knees over your toes. Exhale to squat. 1 more, inhale to lift. And from here, exhale to squat. At the bottom of your exhale, forward fold, lengthen your legs, walk your feet in. Halfway lift to forward fold. Chair pose 1 time. Forward fold, release. Halfway lift, your breath in. Find your way to down dog. You can take a flow or you can always skip it. Good. All right, same thing on the other side. This time, left foot to the outside of the left hand for our lizard lunge. So yeah, check in, hugging the knee into the left arm. Back toes tucked or untucked, your choice to start. Back knee down. And just pause here, staying lifted. Good. We get into a shape and we breathe, exploring our own body wisdom. 1 more breath in. Stay for the breath out. Let's tuck the back toes, lift your back knee, step to the top, yogi squat at the top, same thing. Inhale to rise, reach up. It's like a mini star pose, right? Palms to heart center, sit low. 2 more, inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. 1 more, inhale to lift up. This time we'll lower down. At the bottom of your exhale, lengthen your legs, forward fold. Walk your feet together. Big toes touch, little space in the heels, bend your knees, chair pose. Reach forward and up. Exhale, release. Back to our flow. Inhale, halfway lift. Find your way to down dog. Wide grip in the hands. Good. Fantastic. Downward dog or child's pose, 5 breaths. Use the sound of your breath as kind of that feedback device. Maybe if you're in down dog, allowing your heels to get a little closer towards the ground, lengthening the back of your legs. Good. From here, gaze forward, lift your heels, bend your knees, travel to the top, forward fold. Slowly rise up to standing. Take the long way, enjoy the ride. A couple shoulder rolls once you've lifted. Hands to your hips, step to the back of your mat. We'll take the right foot forward, warrior 1 legs, but keep your hands on your hips. So give yourself those 2 separate train tracks to stand on. Left foot out to the left, bend into your left knee, and then your right knee. Keep your hands on your hips, start to lean forward. As you lean forward, did you start to dip the tailbone up? Can we hug the low belly in just for this part? From here, start to lift your back toes off the mat, any amount. Maybe it's just a couple taps, or perhaps you're hovering the back leg. Hands staying on the hips to start, so you can find the left hip rolling down towards the ground. Good. And then let's slowly find our warrior 1 once more. So back foot lands. This time take your arms high. We'll do that again. Exhale to reach forward, hug the low belly in, and now let's take off. Warrior 3 practice. Good. They call it a practice. It's not a perfect. So allow yourself the wobbles. If we didn't have the wobbles, we would never get stronger. So feel the ankle muscles starting to calibrate. We'll drag the back knee forward, standing leg raise. Good. Lift your arms high, hands to the hips. Your left hip's wanting to hike up. Can you guide it back down? Micro bend to your standing leg. You might even give yourself a bounce. Good. And then we'll go back where we came. Arms reach high, big inhale. Lean forward, reach forward, step back slow. Warrior one leg. And then warrior one, reach your arms high. Fantastic. Hands to your mat and lower down, high to low plank. Good. Pull your heart through on your breath in. Downward dog on your breath out. Walk your hands to your feet. Find forward fold at the back of your mat. Again, slow roll up to standing. Really allow your torso to be loose as you build your strength from the floor all the way up. And finding any movement that opens up the chest. Good. Other side. So from the back of our mat, hands to your hips. Big step forward, left foot. Again, finding enough space for your hips here. Left hip pulling back slightly. Good. Hands stay on your hips, bend into your front knee, lean forward. So think about your plank pose in your torso here, hugging the core in, and then start to lift your back toes off the mat any amount. Honestly, sometimes those toe taps can be even more challenging because you're really keeping your back leg engaged. It's powering you up. Come back to warrior one. This time, take your arms high. And we'll do that again. Lean forward. Think about your plank torso. Warrior three practice. Good. We get into the shape and then we breathe. We get into the shape and we let our body know it's safe to be here. Good. From here, warrior one. Start to rise up. Big breath in. Good. One more time. Let's lean forward, find your warrior three, and then this time we'll lift the back leg through, standing leg raise. Drag the back leg up, reach high, flex your left toes like you're about to stomp on something. Good, and then slow motion back to warrior one. Yes, that's it. Warrior one, lift up. Hands to the mat, take it home. Down dog, your way to get there. Nice job. Building some balance. Also getting into kind of challenging poses and getting to observe yourself in those shapes. Experience yourself experiencing the shape. Big inhale, bigger exhale. This time, right leg high. Bend your right knee, find your scorpion dog, stay, or perhaps today you're finding a flip. Right leg up and over. Both feet plant for our flip dog, and then scooping the tailbone up to the sky. Right arm reaches up, head may or may not drop back. Big inhale. Exhale, cactus your right arm if you're taking your flip dog. And then we'll flip back around. Right arm high, palm to the mat, right leg high. Knee to your nose, exhale to come forward. Pause right here. Inhale, right leg high. Knee to your right elbow, pause right here. Inhale, right leg high. This time, knee to your nose, step your foot through. Warrior one breath in to rise, arms with you. Airplane pose, sweep your arms back and take off. Stay or start to swim your arms forward. We'll take our standing leg raise. Left leg lifts with you. One breath in, chair pose, sit low. Arms reach back, airplane arms. Let's stand tall, mountain pose through our chair, reach high. Swan dive, forward fold, bending your knees as you fold. Halfway lift, your way to down dog. Make sure you're still breathing, especially as we start to challenge ourselves. If you stop breathing, it's gonna get harder. So notice where you can invite the breath back, whether that means modifying, taking a break, or just staying. Good, other side, left leg high. Bend into your left knee, find your scorpion dog. Good, so wherever you are going, palms are gripping wide, yes. Start to turn the left hip up to the sky, perhaps all the way up and over. Let it carry you over flip dog, so good. Start to stack your shoulder over your wrist flip dog and open your wide hand, yes. Let's flip back around. Left leg high. Yes, knee to your nose, come forward. Inhale, left leg high. Knee to your left elbow, come forward. Pause. Inhale, left leg high. This time, stepping it through. Warrior one, plant your back foot and go up. Airplane pose, sweep back. Use a little momentum to take off. And then as you're ready, swimming your arms forward, warrior three, to drag your back leg through, standing leg raise. Such good balance this morning. Lift up, inhale. Chair pose, sit low. Sweep your arms back, squeeze your legs, lift your chest. Inhale, chair pose to mountain, all the way back down, option to swan dive. Awesome. This time we'll stay in our forward fold. Feet wide. Option to take your peace fingers around your big toes for a bind. Lift your chest till your arms lengthen, and then pulling yourself back down. Elbows might pull out to the side. Good. Great place to let a sigh out the mouth. That's what we're doing. We're coming here to create container to explore sensation, to stay calm as we challenge ourselves, and to invite a little play. Good. Stay here. Slide one hand under each foot. Padahastasana, gorilla fold. You might even wiggle your toes into your wrist for a little bit of a hand massage, a foot massage. Inhale, lift any amount, and fold back down. Let your head go. Maybe you let something else go, dripping out the sweat, top of the head into the ground, back to those roots. Release your hands, feet out to the side, heel toe, toes out, heels wide, yogi squat. We've been here before. Let's sit low for a bit. We'll be here for some time. If you are like me and would like a block under your booty, take it. Otherwise, palms to heart center. Everyone, lift your chest into your thumbs. Breathe in. Stay for the breath out. Good. Eyes might close. Let it get interesting. The tendency is to want to move and to move past feeling. I wonder what happens when we stay. You can stay right here. Crow poses if you'd like to practice. Lean forward, palms wide. Remember, palms wide, toes coming together. Bend into your elbows for your little low plank arms. And then you're hiking your shins up onto your upper arm bones. This is a great place to stay and practice. Otherwise, leaning forward, one toe might lift, two toes might lift. We'll be here for a little time. Another trick I've learned that helps the brain is to put a block out in front of your head so that you have something to land on just in case. So much of the time, I don't even use the block out there, but it helps my brain know I'm safe. Good. Nice job. Remember, it's all play. 3 more breaths wherever you are. So good. Nice. And we'll find our way to a forward fold. So landing and lengthening your legs. This forward fold, if you have your block, take it out in front of you. Right hand to the block, bend into your right knee, open to the left arm to the sky. And then we'll switch. Right hand to the block, or excuse me, left hand, and then reaching your right arm high, bending into your left knee. Good. One more inhale. And release on the exhale. Nice job, my friends. We're going to walk our feet back together. Bend your knees. Roll up to standing. Take your arms high. Palms to heart center. Really good balancing today, everyone. We'll take it through a little bit more standing series. From here, we're going to find our way to that warrior one stance again. So walking to the back of your, yoga mat. You know those things. Hands to your hips, big step forward, right foot. This time we're going to go right into it. Perhaps you reach your arms out high, bend into your knee, take off, warrior three. Slow motion to drag your back knee up and through. This time adding on left ankle over the right thigh. Sit down into your chair with your figure 4 legs. Palms might come to heart center. Good. So with this leg that we have here, we're flexing our right toe. Yeah, good. You feel how that kind of protects your knee joint. So perhaps you can go a little lower. Stay here, or maybe palms come to the ground. If you're really interested, there's a bit of a hand balance here too. Wide grip. Maybe you just play with it, leaning forward, hooking the right toes around, or the left toes around the arm. Yeah, good. You got it. Heck yeah. All right, we're gonna come back up nice and slow, keeping the legs how they are. Rise up, take your arms with you. Now let's unbind the legs. Left leg high, reach high. Back to, this time, warrior two. We're gonna add on. Lean back, or excuse me, I don't know how I got us there. Let's take a standing splits here, folks. I got really excited. This right leg is getting us. One big breath here, feet together, let's let it go. We'll get to warrior two in a different way. Halfway lift, let it go. I looked up and your balance was also good. It really like threw me off. All right, folks, let's try this again. Left leg high into the air. So from here, we're in a standing split, but we're going to warrior two. So turning this left hip to the sky, half moon pose is where we're going through. Right hand towards the ground, left arm to the sky. We're already set up for our warrior two. So bending into your front knee and stepping back. Yes, nice job, warrior two. Get to know it a little bit. Bend into your front knee, really crawl your right toes forward. Good, hands might come to the hips so you can kind of balance where the hips are and space to the legs. Then arms out wide. Nice job. That was a lot on the right leg. You guys are crushing it. Big inhale. Exhale to reach forward. Reverse warrior up and back. And then all the way home. Downward facing dog. Nice job. Downward facing dog. Take a beat. Take a breath in. Kind of rinse out that side. Exhale. Probably heard me say this before, but it's kind of like an etch-a-sketch where you shake the etch-a-sketch with your breath and let everything go from that side. Because we've got side number two. Hands walk to the back of your mat, forward fold at the back. Bend your knees to roll up to standing. Arms reach high, inhale. Palms to heart center and then to the hips. Left foot, big step forward, right into it. Bend into your left knee. Reach your arms back up, inhale. Pounce forward, warrior three, back foot lift. And then we'll drag the back foot through, standing leg raise. Strong, active right foot, figure four, cross your ankle and sit down into your chair. Nice, good. Feel those ankle muscles getting stronger with the wobble. Feel your mental muscles getting stronger as you allow it. Good. Maybe the palms stay at heart center or come down, hands close to the mat to a block. You might even just play with hooking the right toes around the left arm. What does it feel like? Good. Number one rule of yoga, we breathe. Nice job. One more inhale. Stay for the exhale. And let's rise up with our next breath in. Take your leg with you. Inhale to reach high. And now this time we're going to find our way to standing splits. So start to lean forward, kicking back. Hands to a block or to the mat. Good. And then practice the pelvis here. So the right hip rolling down towards the ground. This is our standing split. And then into our half moon pose is the opposite. Right hip rolling up towards the sky. Left arm to the ground or to a block. Start to peel your heart open to the ceiling. Right arm high. Yes, good. Active back leg. You've got this, friends. Start to bend into your front knee. Slow motion to step back. Warrior two. Open arm. Nice job. Maybe you find a little bounce here, bending into your front knee. Arms reaching away from each other. Gaze right out the windows there, over your front middle finger. Exhale to reach forward. Reverse warrior inhale. And then all the way home, hands to the mat. Find your way to downward facing dog. Nice job. Downward dog, let's all come down to our knees. Child's pose. This time option to take your knees together for a little embryo action. Arms might reach back behind you. Good. One thing we start to learn about this tuning into the body wisdom is how to self-soothe. Why we challenge ourselves with the heat, with the breath, with the movements. So we can find the ability to calm the nerves. We'll come into a tabletop. Option to take a cat-cow if that feels good to warm up the spine. Get the spine even warmer. Good. We've all got pretty warm spines at this point. Go ahead and find our tabletop. Left hand to center, right arm out to the sky. Big inhale. Thread the needle. Reach out to the left. Drop your right shoulder towards the ground and settle in. Getting into a shape and pausing, breathing in it. You might explore different areas to take your left arm out in front of you, pushing into the palm, or perhaps even reaching your left arm up to the sky and behind you for a half line, exploring. Let's come out of this slow. So first taking your left palm out long, palm to the mat. You might bend into your left elbow as you reach your right arm to the sky, kind of unraveling how we went in. And then both hands to the mat. Untuck your toes and pitter patter the tops of your feet, kind of shake out some of that energy. And then other side, right hand to center, left arm reaching high. It's almost like you're stacking your left shoulder over your right. And then curling your left arm underneath your right armpit to settle down into your twist. You might explore different positions with the right arm now, the right palm either pressing down, or perhaps you start to explore what it feels like to lift and reach behind you. Slowly start to plant your right palm this time to help unravel left arm to the sky. Inhale to reach, both hands to center. All right, from here, take your hips to the right so you can swing your legs out in front of you. Give yourself a moment, grab a sip of water if you need it, towel off. Legs out in front of you to start, and then we'll take the legs wide. So we're gonna find our wide-legged fold from our seats today. Flexing your toes towards your shins. Some of you have long legs. It's great. You might bend your knees. Perhaps that feels a little better. From wherever you are, lift your spine, shoulders up, down, and back a couple times. You feel the shoulders pull together. And then we'll take our arms high. So start to lean forward. Keep your spine long as you can. And then hands coming forward. You might walk your hands forward bit by bit or stay lifted. Good. Some of you might want to take one of your heads ahead to the block, sure, and lower your forehead down if that feels soothing. You're staying lifted onto the palms. If you can find one thing to gaze at as you settle into this shape. Good. Our bodies are pretty smart. They generally know more than we do. So can you lean into how your body reacts to things? Notice what's available and how you can kind of guide your sensation. Good. Go ahead and come back upright, walking your hands to you, long spine. This time sliding your right arm to the inside of your right leg. We'll take a little side stretch, left arm up and over. Don't worry about how far you're going, just noticing the space between the left hip and the left armpit as you reach up and over. Back to center and to the other side, left arm out to the left, right arm up and over. And back to center, breathe in. One more time to reach both arms high and hinging forward. Perhaps you notice a little bit more space. Inhale and exhale. Good. Coming back upright. Take your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze here. Wrap your arms around your shin bones. Tuck your forehead to your knees. Take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. boat pose, Navasana. Start with your feet on the ground. Find your low belly engagement. Shoulders pull back, reach your arms forward. We're thinking about our cow spine here, folks. Lift your chest to the sky, almost like there's a golden thread being pulled up to the sky. Reach forward, hover your feet. Remember your chair pose. Yeah, never forget chair pose. Let's leap the legs out long if that feels accessible. Maybe the eyes closed. Yeah, one more breath in. Everyone's favorite, low boat. Yeah, good. I think some of you know this is Cassidy's least favorite pose. Yep, especially when we stop and tell stories in the low boat pose. Lift your legs up a little higher if you're wobbling like me. Knees into your chest, lower down. Nice job. Let's do that one more time for good measure. You know, to practice the things that bring us a little bit of heat. Start to rock and roll forward and back a few times to build momentum. And then landing in boat pose. Remember your chair. Squeeze in, lift up. Maybe you close your eyes and give yourself a smile. That's just for you, babe. Lift the chest, breath in. Lower, low boat, breath out. Inhale, lift your legs a little higher, breath in. Knees into your chest, breath out. Ah, nice job. Feet to the ground. Let your knees float side to side. Massage out your low spine. Supported bridge. Take your block underneath your hips. Give yourself something to lift your pelvis up, whether it's the low height, the middle height, or that kind of precarious top height. Wherever you are, finding a little bit of evenness in your pelvis so that your spine can kind of drip out of it. Good. Start to take your right ankle up and over your left thigh from here, creating a figure 4 with the support of the block underneath you. Perhaps you start to play with pushing into your left foot and hovering your hips off the block. As you push into your left foot, you're also pushing your right ankle into your left thigh. And again, feel that flex of your right toes, keeping your right knee nice and safe. Good, go ahead and switch. Lower your hips down, left ankle up and over, right thigh. So same figure 4 shape we did earlier. This time you're finding the help of the block to keep your hips even. Good, stay, or perhaps you hover your hips a couple times off the block. Notice your upper arm bones are kind of helping out here too for that lift, just like in bridge. A few more breaths here, whether you're in stillness or finding that engaged lift and lower. Then we'll go ahead and let both feet come to the ground. Option is stay just how you are if this is doing it for you, or full bridges. Lift your hips so you can slide the block away from you, and then lower your hips down. Walk your feet close to your hips so you can kind of tickle the backs of your heels with your fingers, and let's come back up. So this time, there's space for us to tuck one shoulder under, left shoulder tucks under, right shoulder tucks under. Forearms come a little bit closer to each other. Palms might be to the ground or interlacing your fingers. Push down to scoop your tailbone up. 5 breaths wherever you are. Good. One more full round of breath. You've got this. And exhale to lower down. Everyone remove the block out from underneath you. Take your feet together, knees out wide, butterfly legs. Supta Baddha Konasana. One of the most fun Sanskrit poses to say. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart if that nourishes you. And from here, go ahead and take your hands to your knees, bring your knees into your chest. Option to stay here on your back. If you just know you prefer figure four, right ankle can come up over the left thigh. We've been doing a lot of warming up in the hips today, so you might give half pigeon a try with us. Start to rock and roll forward and back, warming up the spine. And as you're ready, right knee is gonna stay forward, left leg swings back behind. Come up to your hands so you can give yourself a little bit of shared weight through the palms. It also allows you to not kind of crush into the front knee right away. Good. You can stay here up on the palms or hands to a block even. Again, flexing your right toes. They're still in the game wherever you are. Stay or start to lower down any amount. If you have your figure four from your back, a lot of these same shapes are available, right? You're finding those little micro movements, the right toes flexing, the contact of the right ankle either into the ground or onto your left thigh. And the back foot, if you're in your half pigeon, toes tucked or untucked, what's the difference there for you? Not really a right or wrong with that. It's just what you notice in your body sensations that feels best for you. Good. We get into the shape and we breathe. We'll be here for some time. So this next transition, we're gonna move really super slow. So half pigeons coming first up to your hand, palms wide, tuck your back toes. And then from here, we're gonna swing the right leg high into the air, three-legged dog, lifting your right leg high and finding any extra movement, scorpion dog, flip dog, just wagging your leg in the air. The goal is to get the blood flowing. Good. If you're on your back, knees waving side to side can accomplish something similar. All right, other side, wherever you are, left knee coming into position, half pigeon, left knee forward, figure four, left ankle up and over. Good. And getting into this side with the same tender care as the other side. Finding the position with the legs that suits you so your torso can be free. Find an inhale to lift your chest. And then as you're ready, when you're ready, if you're ready, lowering down any amount. You hear me talk about body wisdom a lot because the more comfortable we get with the wisdom of our body, the more fun yoga gets, I promise. We'll be here for some time, so settle in and breathe. If you've stopped breathing, just notice and take it back. All right, again, really slow transition here. Start by coming up to the hand. Again, wide grip in the hands. They're going to take some more weight as we tuck the back toes. And then swing your left leg into the air. Three-legged dog into your scorpion dog variation. Anything that gets the blood pumping on the left side now. If you're already on your back, you can go ahead and stay there. Everyone go ahead and take your down dog if you are lifted. Gaze forward between your hands and we'll meet in a seat so we can lower down to our back. So from your seat, gather anything you'll need for the end of class. We're not there yet, but we will land on our back to stay for the rest. Yeah, good. Nice, Vanessa. You're already ready. I love it. We're going to take our boat flow, as in the slow boat all the way down. So find your boat pose. Feet can stay to the ground for this one. Yeah. And then boat pose, we're going to actually round the spine now. So it's kind of like a cat boat. Yeah. As you lower down nice and slow, like a slow contest. Awesome. For 3, 2, 1. We all win. Nice job. Arms up and over your head, legs long, get long, big inhale. Exhale to lengthen and lower, release, excuse me. You guys feel that contrast? It feels so good to me. So inhale to reach, 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 flex through your toes. You might even open the mouth. And then exhale to soften everything. Gotta love contrast. Wrap your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Good. From here, legs into the air. Flex your toes towards your face. Now take your hands underneath your hips. So giving the top of your palms as a little pillow for your hips. So we can squeeze our legs like one leg. Will be one of our final little core pushes here. Start to lower your legs about a third of the way. Yeah, breathe in here. And as you exhale, lower your legs another third of the way. Wide grip with the hands. Breathe in here. Exhale to lower another third of the way to a hover. Point your toes, look up at your feet. Notice if the front of your pelvis is dipping forward. Can you hug your low belly in? Yes, it's challenging. Lift back up, breath in. Oh, it's my wobbliest poses. Let's do it again. Lower a third, squeeze in, breath in. Lower another third, breathe in, squeeze in. Lower to a hover, look up at the feet. And let's come up one more time. Breath in, a little quicker. Lower, a little bit quicker. Lower. And then from here, gaze up at your toes. Butterfly kick the feet for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into your chest. Whew. I've been in this phase of teaching the poses I don't love lately. Getting little windows into the reasons we avoid things, right? Those are body wisdom moments. Left leg long, right knee in. Give yourself a squeeze. Right knee out to the right to start. So in towards your armpit. So kind of around the right rib cage and up into the armpit. Take a breath here. Left leg long. And then as you exhale, guide your knee over to the left. We haven't done a ton of twisting today. So you might notice, maybe you need both knees bent today for a little easier twist. Or perhaps the wiggles are a little bit more needed. Scooching your hips to the right, snuggling your shoulders into the ground. Finding the position for you. You might drop your gaze over to the right or close your eyes even. And as we start to cool down and wind down, might come back to the visualizing or the sensation of sending your roots down into the ground. Nourishing the body, the mind, anything else with the knowledge of the earth. Come back through center and we'll take the other side. So pulling your left knee into your chest, right leg long. And take time to really pull the left knee out and up into the armpit. Explore your range of motion in your hip. And then exhaling to guide your left knee across your body. And again, wiggling, snuggling, getting into this shape for your body. You notice this body wisdom stuff isn't a one size fits all thing. We all have different bodies. So notice your shape. You haven't explored dropping your head to the left, now's a good time to try it out. Come back through center as you're ready. Final inversion, legs up into the air, this time without as much core work. But also remembering the muscle memory of the low back pressing down towards the ground. Legs can stay up in the air. Perhaps you slide a block underneath your hips for supported waterfall. Shoulder stands, you have space to go up, curling your hips all the way to the sky. You're in that shoulder stand. Notice your upper arm bones again, helping out, just like in our bridge pose, pushing down to lengthen your legs out of your hips. Imagine pulling your femur bones, your leg bones, out of the hip sockets if you're in that lifted shoulder stand, squeezing your legs together. Plow poses are welcome. Dropping your feet up and over your head. And then taking your way back down. See if you can use the same amount of attention and control you did on the way up. We'll land on our back as you're ready. No rush to get there. If you're missing any movements from your practice, now is a great time to add them on. Maybe this is one of the first times for you that you actually listen to your intuition and trust it. Or maybe you're well versed in knowing what you want, in which case, congratulations. Get cozy. I have one more question for you. If anyone would not like a lavender towel placed on their forehead, please give me a big wave now so I know to honor your space. Thank you so much. Now all that is left to do is take one big giant breath all the way from the feet into the crown of the head. Inhale, hold at the top. Sigh it out. Settle in. Allow your body to breathe itself. Start to invite yourself back lovingly. Sensations or any visualizations bringing you back. If you're ready for movement, the fingers and toes please start to tingle. Ankles, the wrists starting to move. You might bend your knees to take your feet to the ground and start to breathe deeper into your belly. You're ready to move to one side, do so slowly. Bringing your knees in, using your upper arm as kind of a tender pillow for your head. And then in your own time and way, making your way to a seat if that is where you'd like to end your practice today. And staying in Shavasana if that's what your body wisdom is telling you to do. Wherever you are, take a moment to pull your roots, or to rather root into your roots and pull that nourishment up one more time. Take a deep breath in all the way to the top. Deep breath out all the way to the bottom. Comes to heart center. It's one option to join me for one long Om. Inhale. Thank you so much for sharing space and for creating a container for all of us to find growth. Namaste. Good job, everyone. Give each other hands, snaps, your fingers, whatever we're into. My name is Cassidy. I love doing yoga. Thank you for joining me. Makes it a lot more fun. I'm here for questions. I also don't live here, just in case nobody knew that. This is a cameo experience for me. So I'll be here all day today, tomorrow, and Saturday morning, and then I'll be back for teacher training. You can find me kind of around. Also, we have a sound bath coming up on the 25th. And what else? Ooh, Glow Flow, Halloween yoga. It's actually on Wednesday.